I just don't see them. To me, if they lose a game or if they off, it's them. I don't think it's the opponent.
I agree.
They're off.
I agree too.
I agree. I just think you gotta wait to see how Kyrie comes back. I mean, Kyrie's a huge piece of that team, obviously. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Kyrie's almost like getting Steph Curry on your team. It's like it's crazy.
He's
So,
huge, yeah.
but he's been banged up, and and then they need him. They need Love, and then LeBron's got to watch his minutes at this point of his career. He can't play every minute of every game or whatever. So,
Can I stop you real quick? And you get to continue on. The funny thing about basketball, and it's crazy, right? It's like basketball is like a relationship, and when you lose somebody, you get used to not having that person. When they come back, you got to learn how to live with them again. You know what I mean? And it's like as fans, as people in the stands, you're like, all right, well, what's the adjustment period? Like, just make it work.
right.
But it's not that easy.
Yeah, it's not that easy.
Speaking to the Kyrie thing.
No, that's not that easy. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer in chemistry is huge, but depending on who your opponents are and what you're trying to accomplish, you need a good amount of talent, and especially in the NBA. So I don't think they have enough talent without. I really don't. I could be wrong. I mean, maybe they do. They have to play like flawless basketball, but I don't think they have enough talent to beat the Warriors without Kyrie. So they have to get him back and get him in the get him in the flow. But and I agree with Armand too. Like he said, like every year that goes by is a year he may not get one. They might not get one. So I think I'm not saying they're going to do it this year, but I think a lot depends on Kyrie and it's still, even though the Warriors look like obviously dominant, and I'm not they should be the favorite to win, but it's early, so we'll just see what happens in like 3 months, 4 months.
Yeah,
and I think that I think Cleveland is so stacked. I think it hurts them because they got Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, LeBron James, Anderson Barrett, the tall center guy. You got the guy that got the big contract.
J.R.
They
Smith,
got J.R.
Shumpert.
Smith. They got Shumpert. They got
Tristan
Thompson.
Mo Williams.
No will.
I think they got too many people to win.
But see, this
Usually never works like that, especially when you have a coach that maybe perceived as subpar for his talent. So I think it's just too many people, and I don't think he know how to put them in the right position.
We got to move on, guys. We got to move on.
To exploit their talent.
Yeah.
Why?
We got at least 3 more.
But real quick, this is where I want to see LeBron take that next step. Maybe that Kobe did or didn't do, but really become a leader. You know what I mean? He's not the coach, but really kind of take command of the team and and be the leader and be like, all right, we need this out of you, we need this out of you, we need this out of you, and I'll do the rest. I want him to lead and because as long as Kyrie's healthy, they have the talent. So I want to see him kind of direct that. Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson, they beat the Sixers in the championship. Magic Johnson played center because Kareem was hurt or whatever.
So how much he gave him? He gave him 30 or something.
So I want to see LeBron say whatever it takes. I want to see LeBron have that will that I see D Wade have some nights. I want to see LeBron say whatever it takes, whatever we need, I'll do. And I think he has the will.
Well, he did that last year in the finals.
No, I know, but they didn't have talent. That's what I'm saying. This year, when Kyrie's back,
he showed me a lot last year in the finals. All right, we got to move on, man. We got to move on.
Sorry.
It's all good. Okay, so final call for this 03 versus 96 draft. What's the better draft class? Armand, who you got?
Well, I think the better legend class is 96, but the better class for very good NBA players is 2003. Because when you look at 2003, you see a lot of solid players like David West. A lot of different people in there. They're really solid players. But you want to talk about first ballot Hall of Famers like AI, Steve Nash, Kobe Bryant, and those Ray Allen. I think they have the first Hall of Famers on in their draft, and I think the league was way tougher when they came in '96 than it is now. So I'm going to lean with 96 for the overall best players.
Yeah, so for me, it was harder for me to just coordinate my answers for the 96 draft than it was for 03. For 03, it was very easy for me to get bust and to get the greater players. So I'm going to go with 96 as the better draft. And I feel like, you know, in a devil's advocate role, somebody can say, okay, that's because, you know, that's your era, or, you know, you're more tied to that, whatever. But the 03 draft has had over 10 plus years, you know, in the league now. You know, so it's very fair to compare these guys. And in 03, I was still very young. You know, I was still like 18, 19 years old. So in 96, I was just younger, you know. But I mean, just comparing them both, I'll say 96 is the better draft. And I will put 96 up there with like the 84 draft too, you know, with like Mike, you know, Karl Malone, Barkley, and all of them. So I'll go 96.
Yeah, it definitely is close. I'm kind of reviewing it again right now real quick, make sure I got the right, you know, giving the right answers out here that I really feel. But it's definitely close, but I still think I'm going to have to go 96 as well. I think there's some other quality players. 96, we talked about Camby, Abdul-Rahim. I didn't even have Marbury in my top. I didn't have Antoine Walker in my top.
These folks
5.
didn't make it, right.
I didn't have Page in my top 5. So I think it's hands down 96. There's a couple.
Walter McCarty was a good player.
There's a couple late, McCarty. There's a couple late guys. I know you were hating on Jeff McGinnis, but he was all right.
Jailblazers, baby, Jailblazers, Armand.
You know, my boy Shannon Anderson. But no, I really think 96 draft was just one of those years that Jermaine O'Neal. I mean, come on, Gauskas, Derek
didn't
Fisher.
Even talk about Jermaine O'Neal. Yo,
I mean, come on.
He was a sleeper of the
So yeah,
draft.
I gotta go 96. LeBron's amazing, and D Wade's amazing. Bosh is awesome. Melo's sick. Who was number 5 in that draft? Did we say for 03? David West or Kyle Korver, but come on. We're talking David West and Kyle Korver. And then on number 5 on 96, we're talking about Derek Fisher, Marbury, and Antoine Walker. I mean, 96 hands down is a better draft.
All right, man. So we'll move on to our next and final topic. Kobe Bryant was in Philadelphia on Tuesday for his last appearance in a Laker uniform. So we'll do. We have a. If people haven't listened to our podcast yet, we have a segment of the show that we call The Exam. And what we do is we examine a player or artist, an individual, whatever. And we analyze that person's career. So Kobe Bryant is the subject for tonight. And the first question we will pose, was his potential reached? And I can start. I will say absolutely yes, with like 5 exclamation points. You know, going from when he was drafted, what did he went 16? 13?
Not that low.
Like 13, 12?
He was 12.
Okay. 12 round draft pick. Lower Marion, a kind of unknown school.
13.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember like everything I can remember at that time that Kobe Bryant really wasn't. He was more of a gamble than he was a safe bet, and I guess the Lakers just saw what they saw in him. You know, being the son of a pro baller, but he absolutely met his potential. He, you know, especially with his challenges and everything he went through with the whole Denver, Colorado situation later on, you know, being under Shaq and being able to, you know, come up under that and you know, form his own kind of team and, you know, winning the 2 chips without Shaq. Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
I'm going to say no.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to say no after listening to his interview.
What interview?
He just gave an interview with Robert. No, it was Craig Sager. Was it Craig Sager? It was one of the guys from
TNT with Ernie Johnson.
Yeah, when he said that if he could change anything,
he would talk to Shaq.
he would do different with Shaq. If he did something different with Shaq.
Hey, you got an on that one. That's an
He said, I think he said, not to interrupt you real quick, he said he would try to like start like diffuse the situation earlier.
Before it happened, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good
But
point.
imagine if they diffused that and was like they had that killer instinct together.
Good
3
point.
more years.
Good point, man. Good point. Wow. Oh my goodness.
So we're just talking
No,
about.
he ain't reached. No, he ain't reached. He should have 7.
Wow. Man. You're right, yo. You're right.
We're just talking about, did he reach his potential?
Yeah.
I mean, that's really tough. I mean, that is a tough question, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, I feel like he gave his all to the game, but I guess if you want to, like, just split hairs here, like, his ego got in the way, just like every
No, but Armand is
amazing
right. Armand is right.
So, in that sense, I mean, yeah, I guess he could, you know, if him and Shaq could coexisted, so his ego got in his way, they could have won more, which is crazy to say, but I guess it's true. So, but for me to say he didn't reach his potential just almost seems like,
Blasphemous.
yeah, like
Right,
blasphemous,
right,
sacrilegious,
right,
like
right.
filling the blank. So,
But I'll hand clap you just for being super critical.
so yeah, no, I feel like Armand on this, for the three of us right now, I feel like Armand's definitely, you know, stirring the pot, and that's good because you don't want to go with like the straight easy answers, but because I was gonna say he definitely, like Brandon said, fulfilled his potential, but and I saw that same interview I think Armand's speaking about, and he said he would have tried to diffuse that situation sooner, or you know, work it out earlier before like it got to that point where him and Shaq. But
Armand, you know what? You made a great point, but at that time I didn't put that on Kobe because Kobe was the younger player. He was the second 2 option, and I put that more on Shaq, and I think that's why you see Shaq's reverence in Kobe way before, not today, not this year, way before,
like 5-10 years
like
ago.
5 years ago. You know, he was saying Kobe's the best, and I put that more on Shaq's shoulders. You know, Kobe was 23, 24. Shaq was about to be 30. So, but you put a great point out there, but I put that more on Shaq.
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I agree with both of you. Just to get my final answer, because I wasn't even sure after Armand you made me think a little bit. But I will say he reached his potential. We're all going to have a few regrets. We're all going to have, you know, I coulda, shoulda, woulda. You know, you're going to change some things, but that doesn't mean you didn't reach your potential. You might make some changes in your life, maybe, hindsight. But I still think he reached his potential. That's as a blanket statement. I'm still going to agree with Brian on that sense of it. But I definitely can see what you're saying on that. But go ahead, Armand.
I'm thinking I would blame the Zen master.
You
Phil Jackson.
feel?
Because, Phil could have easily locked this up. Like, because then Phil, you know, when he wrote that book, he was throwing shots at Kobe.
Right.
And Kobe said, like, you didn't tell me none of that stuff. You know what I mean? You didn't say that, but you go in a book and you diss me.
Right.
So that's when he came back. Phil Jackson kind of like, you know, he had to have a talk. Because he's like, and Kobe's like, I ain't tripping about it. But I think that Phil was too hands off with that. I'd have called them both. We went out somewhere on, Hollywood, and had dinner. Like, listen, come to my house, both of y'all.
And lock him in a room.
Yeah, no. You understand? I told him, like, imagine how you're going to feel 20 years from now when y'all older. Y'all don't care about what I'm talking about. Y'all can change history. I'd have told them that they didn't do that. They was just too young, stubborn. But I think L.A. I'm gonna get political on you. L.A. wanted to get rid of Shaq because Shaq was costing them too much money. They both was getting over 100, large, easy. So what better way to part ways with Shaq without having to explain it to the fan base and allow them to fester for a while, and you choose the young boy? It's up to me. Everything is business.
Right.
Everything is business. So they may say, they had a problem. Yeah, but that wasn't. If you wanted to keep them, y'all would have nipped that problem in the bud. You said.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we'll roll number 2 question. Your favorite / best season from Kobe Bryant, and I'll start off. Bar none, my favorite season from Kobe has to be the 04-05 season when he had just came off of the rape charge at the Denver, Colorado rape charge. So I'll take y'all back for a second in my personal life. I actually got the chance to meet Kobe in '97 after his rookie year